Hi friends, this is K. Lakshmi, Assistant Professor in Chebrolo Engineering College. Topic Laser, Lecture 2. In the previous class, we discussed about what is the abbreviation of laser and what are the unique characteristics of lasers, that is high directionality, high monochromacity, high intensity, high coherence. And also we discuss about what is the differences between ordinary light and laser light. And also we discuss about the interaction of radiation with matter. It is taken place in three processes, that is absorption, spontaneous emission and stimulated emission. Today in this session we discuss about the differences between spontaneous emission and stimulated emission of radiation. So in spontaneous emission, an atom in the excited state makes a downward transition without help of any external energy. అంటే ఇక్కడ హయ్యర్ ఎనర్జీ స్టేట్లో ఉండేటువంటి ఆటమ్స్ లోయర్ ఎనర్జీ స్టేట్కి జంప్ చేస్తాయి, అండ్ దట్ మీన్స్ ది స్పాంటేనియస్లీ జంప్ టు హయ్యర్ ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్ టు లోయర్ ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్ వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఎక్స్టర్నల్ ఎనర్జీ. సో ఇన్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ they emit a photon of energy, that is one photon of energy, whereas in stimulated emission, by observing one photon of energy, then atoms at the excited state is forced to make to downward transition by emitting two photons of energy, two photons. So here this is the expression for the probability of transition in spontaneous emission. Here P21 SP means spontaneous. So P21 SP means probability rate of transition in the case of spontaneous emission, which is equivalent to A21 N2. Here A21 is Einstein's coefficient for spontaneous emission and N2 is the number of atoms in the E2 energy level. In a similar way, the probability of rate of transition in stimulated emission is equivalent to P21. Here the ST means stimulated emission is equivalent to B21 N2 U nu. Here B21 is called Einstein coefficient for stimulated emission. When you observe the probability rate of transition of spontaneous and stimulation, here there is an extra term, that is U nu, which is called energy density. So from this expression there is a conclusion. What is that conclusion? Spontaneous emission is independent of energy density, whereas stimulated emission is dependent on energy density. And a very important point is here, whatever the light, that means whatever the photons emitted in this process is an ordinary light. So the example for the spontaneous emission cases is going on these sodium vapor lamp and mercury lamp and etc. That means all the conventional source lights are belonging to the spontaneous emission process, whereas laser is a process which is going on the basis of stimulated emission. Already we know the abbreviation of laser: light amplification, stimulated emission of radiation. So that means whatever the light emitted in the stimulated emission process is called laser light. So this is very important question as in the case of exam point of view. So differences between spontaneous emission and stimulated emission of radiation. And the next point is, now here we discuss about the what is the Einstein coefficient. So for discussing about Einstein coefficient, Einstein coefficient expressions we have to derive. So for this process, here we have to take the concept of thermal equilibrium. So what is the thermal equilibrium? So thermal equilibrium means rate of absorption is equal to the sum of rate of spontaneous and stimulated emission. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద థర్మల్ ఈక్విలిబ్రియం. అంటే అబ్జార్ప్షన్ ఏదైతే ఉందో ఆ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ అనేది టోటల్ ఎమిషన్కి ఈక్వల్ అవుతుంది, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ స్పాంటేనియస్ ఆర్ స్టిమ్యులేటెడ్. దట్ మీన్స్ ద టోటల్ అబ్జార్ప్షన్ whatever it may be is equivalent to the sum of rate of spontaneous emission and rate of stimulated emission. So before we discussing about the concept Einstein coefficients or Einstein's relation, so we have to know the some about the number of atoms present in the energy level. ఎనర్జీ లెవెల్లో ఉండేటువంటి యాటమ్స్ని ఏ విధమైనటువంటి ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్తో మనం చెప్తాము అనే దాన్ని ఇక్కడ చూపిస్తున్నాము. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ ద ఎక్స్ప్రెషన్ ఫర్ ది నెంబర్ ఆఫ్ యాటమ్స్ present in the energy state E. So this is a general expression. So if E is the energy state and N is the number of atoms, then the general expression is N is equal to N naught E power minus E by kT. Here K is called Boltzmann constant, T is temperature, and N naught is the number of atoms present in the ground state. So in the same way, we have to easily write the number of atoms present in the E1 energy state and E2 energy state also. So it is a clear N1 is equal to N naught E power minus E1 by kT. So this is the expression for number of atoms present in the E1 energy level, and N2 is equal to N naught E power minus E2 by K2. This is the expression for number of atoms present in the E2 energy level. So by simple division of N1 by N2 expression, simply N naught and N naught are cancelled, and the exponential terms here, the E1 by kT, and in the denominator there is an E2. సో ఆ E2ని కనుక మనము డినామినేటర్లో ఉండేటువంటి E2ని కనుక మనము న్యూమరేటర్లకి తీసుకొస్తే అండి, then the exponential is becomes to E2 minus E1 by kBT. So already I said that kB is called Boltzmann constant. We have already starting discussed that whatever the energy difference between the energy state is equivalent to the photon of energy. That means E2 minus E1 value is equivalent to h nu. Here h is a Planck's constant, nu is the frequency. So by simply omitting the E2 minus E1 value, write h nu value, then the ratio between number of atoms in E1 energy level and the number of atoms into the E2 energy level is expressed as exponential of h nu by kBT. Right. Our aim is we have to derive the expression for Einstein coefficients. For this purpose, we have to know the Planck's radiation law. Then what is the expression for energy density according to Planck's radiation law? So this is the energy expression. 8 pi h nu cube c cube 1 by e power h nu by kBT minus 1. Now we discuss about the relation between Einstein coefficients. Here B12, A21 and B21 are Einstein coefficients. Now how to relate these coefficients? Now let us discuss that. Let us consider the thermal equilibrium at a temperature T with a radiation of frequency nu and energy density U nu. As we already discussed that N1, N2 are the number of atoms in the energy states E1 and E2 respectively. Now we have already discussed the probability of rate of absorption, which is equivalent to P12 B12 N1 U nu, and probability rate of spontaneous emission is expressed as P21 SP. SP means spontaneous is equivalent to A21 N2, and probability of stimulated emission is P21 ST is equal to B21 N2 U nu. So at thermal equilibrium, absorption is equal to total probability of emission. So what is the total probability of emission? It is the sum of spontaneous emission and stimulated emission. So at thermal equilibrium, absorption probability is equivalent to total emission probability. So already the probability of absorption expression we know that is B21 B12 U nu N1, and P21 that is the total emission, which is equal to sum of spontaneous emission and stimulated emission expression. So ఇక్కడ both sides U nu ని కామన్ తీద్దామండి. సో U nu ని కామన్ తీసినప్పుడు here there is a B12 N1 and there is a B21 N2, which is equivalent to A21 N2. Now the expression for U nu only, just cross multiply the bracket term. So A21 N2 by B12 N1 minus B21 N2. So here simply common B21 and N2 in the denominator. So B21 and N2 ని కనుక మనం కామన్ తీస్తే, సో ఈ ప్లేస్లో మనకి 1 అనేది ఉంటుందండి. అండ్ నెక్స్ట్ B12 N1 డివైడెడ్ బై B21 N2గా మనకి ఆన్సర్ వస్తుంది. సో ఫైనల్లీ U nu expression is A21 by B21 whole divided by B12 by B21 into N1 by N2 minus 1. Now according to Boltzmann distribution at thermal equilibrium, N1 by N2 value already we have to find the previous slide, which is equivalent to exponential of E2 minus E1 by KBT, or it can be also written as H nu by KBT also. So simply replace the here N1 by N2 value by exponential of E2 minus E1 by KBT, and E2 minus E1 is the difference between energy levels, which is equivalent to H nu. Okay, now comparing the energy density value with Planck's radiation law, which is equivalent to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube 1 by e power h nu kBT minus 1. So by comparing here, in place of A21 by B21 value, which is equivalent to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube. So this is the one of the expression, one of the Einstein equation, that is A21 by B21 is equal to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube. Now in place of there is a 1, by comparing 1, so B12 by B21 value is equal to 1. So above two relations are called Einstein's relations, and A21 by B21 value is proportional to 8 pi h nu cube by c cube. Here the 8 pi h and c cube all are constant. So here v is only variable. So that's why A21 by B21 is proportional to v cube. Thus, probability of spontaneous emission is increases rapidly with increase in the energy difference between the two states. And the next concept is lifetime. It is the maximum time staying at an atom in the excited state is known as a lifetime. So generally, basing on this lifetime, the states are named as excited state and metastable state. In excited state, the lifetime is 10 power minus 8 seconds, whereas in metastable state, the lifetime is 10 power minus 3 seconds. As compared with the excited state lifetime, metastable state lifetime is more, that is 10 power minus 3 seconds. So basing on this lifetime, the process is spontaneous emission or it causes for stimulated emission. So the lifetime is decisive factor for the spontaneous emission or whether it is a stimulated emission. And the next concept is population density, population inversion. So what is the population? The number of atoms per unit volume, that means the number of atoms present in the energy level per unit volume is known as population of that level. So generally, the expression for the population of that level is n is equal to n naught exponential of E by kBT. Here E is the energy state, kB is Boltzmann constant, n naught is the population in the ground state, T is the absolute temperature. So finally, the expression for the population in particular energy level is expressed as n is equal to n naught exponential of E by kBT. Then the number of atoms N1 and N2 in the energy states E1 and A2 in thermal equilibrium is given by N1 is equal to n naught e power minus E1 by kBT and N2 is equal to n naught e power minus E2 by kBT. Now divide the N1 and N2 expressions, then exponential of E2 minus E1 by kBT. As we already discussed that the difference between the two energy levels is equal to h nu value. So n1 by n2 expression is equal to exponential of h nu by kBT. Here h is Planck's constant, nu is frequency, kb is the Boltzmann constant, T is temperature. As these values are positive, so the exponential term is positive. That means exponential term is positive, then the value is more than 1. n1 by n2 value is more than 1. That means the number of atoms present in the lower energy level, that is E1 energy level, is more as compared with the number of atoms in the higher energy level. So this conclusion is generally atoms in the lower energy level are more as compared with higher energy level. So this is a symbolical representation of general population in the energy level. But in case of lasing action, so what is the lasing action? This is a process is used to producing the laser light. That means for lasing action, the necessary condition is n2 greater than n1. That means the number of atoms in the higher energy level is more as compared with the lower energy level. So this type of condition is called population inversion or inverted population. That means general the population is condition n1 greater than n2, but in case of lasing action, the necessary condition is n2 greater than n1. That means the number of atoms present in the higher energy level is more as compared with the number of atoms in the lower energy level. This is called population inversion or inverted population. So simply the condition for population inversion is n2 greater than n1. Consider a system consisting of 3 energy levels. That means E1, E2 and E3, and corresponding population in these energy levels are represented as n1, n2 and n3 respectively. So in this picture, the first diagram is the general existence of atoms in the energy level. That means in a normal condition, E1, E2, E3 energy levels, corresponding number of atoms are like n1 greater than, n2 greater than, n3. That means it obeys Boltzmann distribution. But whereas at metastable state, that means here the lifetime is 10 power minus 3 seconds. So when you observe the second figure, the number of atoms present in the second energy level is more as compared with the third and first one. So in this second picture indicates the clear population inversion case. So this is the necessary condition for obtaining laser action. So population inversion is the very important condition for obtaining a laser light. That's why here we are discussing about the what is the population, general population condition, and what is the population inversion or inverted population in two energy systems, and also we discuss about the 3 energy system. So this population inversion case is existed when a suitable form of energy is supplied to suitable way, then the atoms in the excited from ground state to excited state E2 and E3, if we supply the energy continuously at particular stage of a population level, E2, that is N2 will be greater than that of levels E1 as shown in the figure. This situation is known as a population inversion. Already we discussed that. So it can be defined as the process by which a large number of atoms are made available at higher energy state as compared to the lower energy state. So this condition is called population inversion. So population inversion is the most important condition for obtaining lasing action. So these are the following conditions for achieving population inversion. The first one is the system should possess at least a pair of energy levels. That means there are at least two energy levels, E2 and E1, and they separated some energy difference which is equivalent to h nu. That is the first condition. That means to exist the population inversion, at least you should have two energy levels and maintaining some energy difference which is equivalent to photon of energy. And the second one is there should be given a continuous supply of energy to the system of atoms, must raise it continuously from lower energy state to the accelerate state. Then only a population inversion case is existed. So in this section we discuss about the what is meant by stimulated emission and spontaneous emission and their differences, and also we discuss about the what is the relation between Einstein coefficient basing with thermal equilibrium and Planck's radiation law, and also we discuss about the what is the lifetime metastable state, and finally the main key role play in the lasing action, that is population inversion. So what is the general condition for population, and what are the population inversion case in a 3 energy level system, and finally what are the conditions to achieve the population inversion. In the next session we discuss about the how to achieve the population inversion and what are the types of that achieving process. That will be discussed in the next session. Thank you.